If anybody has a hot flash. Okay, sorry.
Hello. Hi. So I am Inkoo Kang. I am a television critic at The New Yorker. And on behalf of the magazine, I am thrilled to welcome you all to the 25th Annual New Yorker Festival. Thank you for joining our discussion this afternoon. And I am joined on stage by two ding-dongs, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
But the script
It's been all these years of hustle just to be at the New Yorker Festival
Yeah,
in front of
as a
all of you
ding-dong.
people that wear glasses and have 3 degrees to be referred to as a ding-dong. I love it. Thank you. A highlight, truly.
I did get ding-dong passed by the fact-checking department, so. But the script here does say the incredibly talented comedians and actors, Bridget, Everett, and
I'm sorry.
and-
the motorboat. Amy's turn. Shut up. Stop talking.
and Amy Sedaris. Before we begin, a quick reminder to not be ding-dongs yourselves. So please silence your cell phones and refrain from flash photography if you are inclined to post on social media. The festival hashtag is hashtag New Yorker Fest. We have about 75 minutes together. Now it's like 72, sorry. And we will have time at the end for a few questions from you all in the audience. And you can submit your questions at any time, like now if you want, by texting festival to the number on the screen behind me. Oh, wait, yep, it's right there.
Wait, that's my phone number.
Wait!
No. No, I'm 1-800-DING-DONG. Oh, we're off to a great start. Sorry, I don't know. This is me when I don't drink. It's this toxic.
Please drink. This event would not be possible without the supporter of New Yorker subscribers. If you are not subscribed to the magazine, please consider signing up. I have to say that, and also pays for a part of my salary, so please do it. So without further ado, Jesus, please join me in clapping once more for these two amazing people. So, you guys already know this probably, but I kind of blew my wad and forgot to say, Bridget Everett is a comedian, actor, singer, writer, and producer, and a star of HBO's critically acclaimed Peabody Award-winning series, Somebody Somewhere. It is coming back tomorrow for its 3rd and final season. She is also a writer and executive producer of the show and was recently nominated for a Critics' Choice Award for Best Actress in a Comedy Series. She also regularly performs in her renowned cabaret show at Joe's Pub in New York City. Also, one of my favorite performances of hers is actually in this tiny indie called Patty Cakes. And honestly, if you have not seen that movie, you are really missing out. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Patty Cakes, thank you so much.
Amy Sedaris is a comedian, actress, and best-selling author. She co-created, wrote for, and starred in the Emmy-nominated show At Home with Amy Sedaris. She can also be seen and heard in Amy Schumer's Life and Beth, The Mandalorian, Strangers with Candy, which she co-created and starred in. And honestly, one of my favorite performances of hers in BoJack Horseman. In the film, she has appeared in Theater Camp and Somebody I Used to Know. She is the author of I Like You, Hospitality Under the Influence, and Simple Times, Crafts for Poor People.
It should have been Sorry People. I thought of it too late. Missed opportunities.
She has also co-authored several stage plays, and I believe played the best socialite on the Upper East Side on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I remember that.
All right, so Bridget and Amy, I have to say, because it's part of the script, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us,
Yeah,
New
thank
Yorker.
you. Bridget
Festival.
invited me, actually. I thought I was supposed to interview Bridget, and I had a full meltdown. What am I going to ask Bridget? And my questions were literally squirrel or chipmunk. I had questions, which don't we all, squirrel or chipmunk?
I'm so happy you asked because I thought it'd be chipmunk because they're like so cutie, but for me, we had a pecan tree when I was growing up, and we had all those squirrels, so I'm gonna have to go. I'm a squirrel girl.
Oh, a pecan
Squirrel.
tree. State animal, North Carolina.
So,
Oh wait, I'm just gonna talk into this. We're gonna stick to the script. What's the script? Do you have a script?
my first question is, how did you become friends?
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 Are we friends? Well, I think I first saw you maybe on Schumer's show. Is that right? Maybe.
Yeah, I think that
And
sounds
then
right.
Joe's Pub, and then you had a party, and I came over with Cole Escola,
America's sweetheart, Cola Scola.
and Cole's a vegan, and I was very impressed that you made food for him because usually when I entertain for vegans, I'm like, go ahead and eat ahead of time. I have nothing for you. I'm not kidding. I don't know. I don't understand it. And you had carrot sticks and celery sticks. And I thought, oh my God, I can do that.
Well, I mean, as a bunny mommy, you would think you would always have those, in the kitchen in the
That's true.
crisper.
And they do. Vegans do have those two front teeth. Never thought of it.
I know. But
Anyway.
I think I even made a vegan bean dip. I mean, I'm not here to, you're the host. You're the one
Well,
that's the host.
not for vegans.
With the books.
And then I saw you at Sarah Jessica's at Christmas,
Yeah.
and you had Poppy in your lap, and
Yeah.
you were so shy.
We're friends with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. And now, she invites me to places, and I always show up, don't I?
But I'm sorry to just keep talking. But what else? We got 75 minutes to fill. I was
66.
But when my dog Poppy died, which was, I don't know if that's going to be coming up later, but I like to talk about it all the time with anybody but the therapist I should be seeing. Anyway, short story long, I got all these wonderful cards, but Amy sent me a grieving kit. And Poppy was like the love of my life. Anyway, she sent me this like little RIP. She'd made a little RIP rock for me.
A rock. I paint rocks.
She sent me like matches with Poppy's face on them, and a
right.
little poppy, like a paper mache, not like a little poppy flower. Anyway, I have a little a
two
shrine to
Valium.
Poppy, like Poppy's garden on my coffee table, and I still have the rock there, so I thank Amy every day. And she also sent me a Valium, which was very
Yeah.
nice.
Every Girl Scout should have a Valium and a Xanax. on
That's
them at all
right,
times.
that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, hit the track. Where were we?
Oh.
Sorry, back to the show.
I'm going to ask a really hard-hitting question.
Oh,
To
Aries.
Amy.
Aries. Is that your question?
What do you love about owning rabbits?
What do I like about owning rabbits?
Yeah.
I like the idea of seeing a prey animal kick back. Because I'm a high-strung person and I do everything too hard, which I was telling you guys. I see the muscles on my arm pop up when I do anything. And I just like that the rabbits are so relaxed and they can't tell you when they're in pain. So you kind of really have to be in tune to them. And they're just cuddly. I mean, there's adorable. A doorbell, you can't stop looking at them. You just stare at them. If there was a TV show where it was just watching rabbits for 45 minutes, I'd watch that show. That's a hard pitch.
We have at least one HBO executive out there actually right now. So this is Amy's official pitch, I think.
What's that?
This is your official pitch to HBO executives.
Yeah, a rabbit, just watching rabbit. I'm not in it. It's just watching rabbits.
I think it should be watching you watching rabbits.
Oh, well, I'm so focused. But you know, I am an educator. I have a badge, and I go to people's houses and I educate them. And one time I went to this lady's house, and she had no shower curtain, feces on the tile, and a chair in the shower. And so I rescued that rabbit.
That sounds like my mom's house. I'm
Yeah. I love going to other people's houses. And
May she rest in peace. Anyway, sorry. Where were we? Hit the
feces on
track.
the wall. Yeah.
You also said backstage, sorry, this is some backstage gossip, that your rabbit eats your hair. So is this when
Eyelashes and hair. Yeah.
So is this like when the hair is still on your head, or has it fallen down?
He doesn't go to my hairbrush. He goes to my. If I'm laying on the floor, he'll start chewing on my hair.
Okay.
I mean, you know, animals don't. Doesn't your dog chew your hair? No. No.
No.
Oh, okay. All my
I'm gonna
pajamas
work
have
on that.
holes in the back because he digs on it and they'll nip it. So everything I own has a hole that I sleep in. I don't sleep. I'm never naked. So if I
You're never naked?
never naked.
I like to test the limits of my, Michael
Really?
Moore, Michael Moore lives on the terrace across the street, so sometimes I just hang out in my bedroom,
Wow, never.
post shower and say, you want to make a documentary about this? Is he here? Hi, Michael. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. No, I'm just kidding. He's not here. Can you imagine?
Hold on, let me. Are you reading a book? She's like, chapter 3.
Am I supposed to be listening to the two of you? Sorry, we have an audience question, and I thought we could just start there since we were talking about holes in clothes. So, Amy, have you kept
holes
in clothes?
and clothes, or holes in clothes?
In clothes, sorry.
Because I have a group chat we're called the Holes, and
You do?
one of the holes is, or two of the holes are here today, because we're hole people, and that's just for my holes. Anyway, where were we?
You got to protect your holes.
Or let them sing. And then I was somebody else here that I did a show with, and we had a song called Can Hole. Anyway, that full circle moment, you guys. Where were we? Sorry.
I wanna
New
hear
Yorker,
that.
Can Hole. Don't do that. My high school swim coach used to say, think before you, what comes out of your mouth, make sure you think about it. And I didn't do that just then, so.
And you know, I had a teacher tell me, you know what your problem is, Amy? You think too fast. Yeah.
Yeah, write that down, New Yorker.
And look where we are now,
Look
right?
at us now.
You think too fast.
I think it's actually very brave of you to come out as a whole American. I am going to move around the stage just a little bit because I am having a little bit of trouble
Same here.
hearing.
Yeah, it's echoey.
I'm
it's
reading
hard to
your
hear.
lips, actually.
Oh, yeah. Should we be closer?
Sorry.
I'll just change my position.
I've always wanted to have feet like that, just small enough for a
But you know,
pump.
you have beautiful ankles, like you said in your show the other night, and then you do. You
I
have
did.
gorgeous ankles.
I got them from my mother. Nice trim ankles. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
This is.
How are my ankles?
Your ankles? We don't have 20 minutes. No, they're beautiful. I don't know. I can't see them. We're in city. Tube socks.
So,
Oh, come on. I'm just joking.
have you kept much of your wardrobe from Strangers with Candy?
I have a lot of I just did a charity event for at Cure Thrift where all the money went to diabetes, and I auctioned off a lot of Jerry Blank stuff. But I still have like special turtlenecks and jeans and jewelry and the wigs, stuff like
How
that.
often do you wear them out?
Oh, I never. I wear Jerry bracelets sometimes, but that's about it. If you ever want to borrow anything, you can. Yeah.
It is very much my style.
It,
so
yeah,
I will do
that's,
that.
yeah, I think so. Like a professional golfer. Hey,
I think that something that I noticed about both of your shows, Somebody Somewhere and At Home with Amy Sedaris, is you obviously grew up in Manhattan, Kansas, and you referenced the North Carolina Research Triangle quite a bit.
it sounds dirty, doesn't it? Research Triangle Park. Paul Dinello thought I made that up. I go, no, it's where Raleigh and Cary and Durham, they all merge. Yeah.
Do you feel like your relationship to your hometown has changed as you've gotten older and sort of further away from your childhoods?
Yeah, I think for me, there was like a stretch where I didn't go home for like 5 years. I have this line in my live show, not to quote myself, but it's like, I love my family and I miss them, but I don't want to see them. And, and so I think I felt like that for a long time. But doing this show has honestly given me a new appreciation for the place and the people. You know, my oldest brother, Brad, is like all, you know, family, faith, and all that shit, and which is wonderful, and it works for him. But I appreciate it now. Before I was just like, I live in New York, fuck you, you know, like. But I don't know. I think there's something really beautiful. Like he shows up for people all the time, and he's like always being a great neighbor, and he's got a great heart and does stuff about it. And I like think, oh, I should have done that.
What number is
And
he
he's-
in the family order?
He's number, well, it depends if I'm number 6, so he's number 2. But now he's oldest because my older sister's passed away. And then, yeah, and then my other brother, Brian, lives in Kansas City, and he's like the quiet, he loves the New Yorker, so I don't know if he's watching because it's a stream. Hi, Brian, look at us now. You're here with me at the New Yorker. But he's always been very kind and like sort of, very humble, and he's a school teacher and just a gentle guy. And like I just have so much respect and love for him, and and those are the kind of people that you see in Kansas, I guess. My friends in New York are like, yeah, Kansas, what's up? Wheat fields. Keg parties. Blackouts. Okay, hit the track. Where were we?
Hit the track. I like going home. We have a beach house, the beach that Dave, my brother, brought, so we get together there. But I feel like when I go home, all my bones leave my body. I just go around and I'll be like, hey, do you want me to wash your car? To people, and they're like, David just asked me the same question. What is it with you guys? I go, I just need something to do. It's like, so I like the hospitality, Southern hospitality. I like the accents. I like my family, but I don't think I could move back there. I just like the stimulation of the city. I don't get lonely here in the city, but I think if I lived in North Carolina, I'd get lonely. But I couldn't be here and then move to North Carolina. But it was perfect for me to go from North Carolina to Chicago to New York, because it's still like, where's that taxi going? I still have that in me a little bit,
Do you feel like after you guys respectively moved to New York, it took a while for you to find your people in the city?
Yeah. I remember when I first moved here, I knew people. I used to work at this resort in Maine called Quisisana, where the pines are, Quisisana. Never leaves you. And I moved here, and I remember I was like, people don't call you back here. Like, because it just was like such a different, people were all in their own world. And now I'm the person that doesn't call people back. And I like that part.
But you can be more spontaneous here. Like when you go to Los Angeles, they really don't. You're like, great, let's get together 3 weeks from Monday or whatever. You're just like, are you kidding? No, it's now or never. I don't know what mood I'm gonna be in 3 weeks, Yes. But here, you can still like, Andy Cohen's ringing my bell downstairs, which I act like I'm not home, but I'm like, he's ringing my bell, and I'm like, tell me you're coming over. But I like that about New York. It is still like neighborhoody, and you can have a little community, a church,
And
as
dogs.
you say.
There's so many dogs.
And yeah, there are a lot of dogs and
He's got a
baby
dog.
carriages.
I don't live here, though.
What's that?
Oh, I don't live here.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, you don't?
No, I
Well,
live on
why
the...
are we talking about us? Where do you live? Where do you live?
I live in the Bay Area.
Where?
Oh, in the Bay, in California, in
Yes.
San Francisco.
Are you
When
here
did
for-
you get here?
Yesterday.
For this?
What airline did you take? What airline did you take?
I took Alaska.
Oh, I hear that's like number one. Where are you staying? Just a few more questions. Where are you staying?
I'm staying at 216 Pacific Street.
What's that?
I don't know. I made that up. Sorry.
Wait a minute. Where are you staying?
I'm staying in Crown Heights.
Oh, Crown Heights. Okay. Oh, when do you have to go back?
Probably after this. I will be exiled from Manhattan.
Oh, okay. Wow, I had no idea. I thought, all right, the Bay Area. How
I
about
think
that?
it's my off-putting demeanor and my black dress that usually makes people think, oh, she must be an East Coaster. But it's actually not true.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's really different now, isn't it, Bridget? Anyway. I know your favorite episodes were the last two, but mine were the first two. I'm just kidding.
There's a coworker I have out there somewhere who is loving this because all I ever do is roast them, and now Amy is roasting me. So, great job, Shannon. You are having your best day. I think we should do a clip from the show, right? Can we roll the clip with Bridget and Trisha having some sort of drink?
Oh, okay. To my sister. No, I can do better than that. To my hot-ass newly single sister.
Hell yeah.
Miss Trisha Marie Miller. Welcome back.
Oh my God, going backwards.
No, you're taking back your maiden name, right? Trish.
I mean, I haven't thought, I don't know, I haven't thought about it yet.
Well, there's only two of us left. You gotta represent.
No, but I mean, I've been Trisha Marie Murphy longer than I have been Trisha Marie Miller.
All right. Well, you can keep those monogram towels you like so much. Hey. I mean, Trish, come on. This is a good thing. You're doing a good thing. This is what you wanted. It's a change, but you look incredible, and you're dating a bunch of guys who are way better than Rick.
I know, but I'm no one's person, Sam. Officially, nobody needs me.
All right. Well, I'm nobody's person, and look at me. Oh my God. Seriously?
Sorry, I can't help it.
Hey, we're supposed to be celebrating, right? Look, we got our CCQ, we got our salsa, our chips, our margarinis. It's a new beginning. You want some chips? You want some CCQ?
No.
No? Okay, I guess I'll party by myself then. Just take this hot cheese and put it in my mouth and see what happens. Roshan, this is so good. Put it in your mouth. That's like a crunch, crunch, crunch. Crunch, crunch.
Sam, quit.
Crunch, crunch. Crunch, crunch.
Stop.
Crunch, crunch. Come on. Crunch, 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 crunch. Come here. Come here, have a chip.
Oh my God, why are you such a child? What is your problem?
I can't help it. Welcome back.
She's so good this season. Like, she's...
Yeah, Mary Catherine just took this season, she put it in her back pocket and walked out the door. She's incredible.
I think after Sam's relationship with Joel, Sam's relationship with her sister Trisha is my favorite part of the show. I think partly because if you are perhaps a lady who doesn't sort of, fit like every single standard checklist of like A, B, C, and then you have just like a judgmental bitch who is like coming after you, who is like, why haven't you done those things? I'm clearly better than you because I am a mom or like a wife or whatever. I think my question essentially is, I consider the two of you not like the most standard ladies out there in the world. And so...
Thank you. Thank you.
Have your relationship with the Trishas of the world sort of changed over the years? Do you have Trishas in your life?
Yeah, I mean, I think what I like about the character Sam, and is you know, like that she's a primary character in a show, and she's not like chasing after a romantic interest. She's kind of her own thing in her own world, and I like that, and I like that her relationship with her sister is complicated. She starts out as a bitch, but she changes. Like, she doesn't remain the villain. She grows in a way that Sam grows inch by inch, and Trisha has had so much growth. And I do sometimes feel like when I'm with people that are in relationships or have their families or their life together in a way that maybe mine doesn't look like, that there's like a aw about me, you know what I mean? Like, and so it was important for me and for us to, Carolyn, one of my partners in the show is here today, is just to shine a light on that kind of person and to see what their experience is instead of them being the kind of comic foil on the side. You know, they're more central to the story. So I think, and that's the same thing with Joel and Fred, and like a lot of the people that are sort of usually on the periphery of a story are more central to our story, and I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're really good with her. Your character has so much patience for her, where I just would want to punch her in the face sometimes, you know, or smack her. You're just so good with her. You know, she's spazzy. You just have different energies, you know.
Very different energies, and what we were talking about is, you know, my sister in real life has passed away, and you have a sister that's passed away, and like when you take the one person out of the equation, it's like how you kind of realign and you sort of reconfigure your dynamics within the family, and they have this season especially. Have you seen this season? Yeah. So
it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah. But I think that there's a lot of growth in and them learning to accept and love each other for what they are and everything. And in my family, it's been a little bit slower to do that. And this is like a dream world for me. Like, I love my family. I miss them. I don't want to see them. But you know what I mean? But I was like, but I do love them. It's just like, but it's so complicated when you take somebody, everybody has their specific piece of the puzzle. And when they're not there anymore, you have to, I know you guys, you know, I'm not the only one.
Yeah, it changes the dynamics.
Yeah.
But everyone on your show, it's so cozy, your show, and everyone gets along. It is very churchy. It's kind of like I felt when I watched Friday Night Lights, and I liked the behavior of Coach Taylor and his wife. And it was so refreshing to see a positive couple. And like, whenever I'm in a situation, I have to do something that I really don't want to do, I'm like, well, what would Coach Taylor do? Because he does the right thing. And it's kind of like on your show, you know, like, I know I can't, spoilers, but the whole, you know, I guess I can't say, but a lot of things come up where people have a conversation between, like, I don't want to fellowship at your church. I'm going to go back to my church.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I kind of like that those things come up and you all discuss it. And
I guess there is something to be said for communication.
There you go.
I haven't applied it to my personal life, but I think in TV it does.
Yeah.
It works.
Communication is key.
It is key. Just,
it's key.
Just like all those bumper stickers say, communication is the key.
Okay. But
I
it's
don't
funny
have a
when
car.
there's no communication. You don't have a car?
I don't have a car. No, I'm thinking about getting one. I don't know. My
Oh,
friends.
but you have a driver's license.
I do. I just got one recently.
Oh,
I had one that expired. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I got one now. See, and I got a speeding ticket. Thank you.
Oh my God.
2 months later, Hertz fucking mails that to me. Fuck you. No, I drive good.
I'm a horrible driver. I've been in 5 major car accidents, but they weren't always my fault. But I've been in.
Weren't always.
They weren't always, you know, bad. I really have a hard time being in a car with people. I freak out a lot because of the accidents. But I have a license because if you're driving a car and you have a brain aneurysm, I'm going to be able to get to the wheel and I'm going to be able to go to a hospital or something. That's the only reason I have one. It's my friend here, Bridget, has a brain aneurysm. Yeah.
Thank you. Just let me go.
Yeah. I know.
That actually segues really nicely to our second clip. Can we roll the clip with the friendship talk, I think?
Oh my God, who knew that this baby boy was gonna grow up and have size 14s? And a little bonnet. I mean, Joel, oh my God, this is so sweet. Okay, so is this gonna be for bedroom or for...
Nah, just toss it.
Toss it, are you crazy? Joel, come on, we're not tossing this. How sweet. Oh, have you been saving this for your kids?
It's okay. We're not gonna have kids.
You're not gonna have kids? What are you talking about? You've always wanted kids. Joel's right there in the middle of your vision board.
Yeah, well, I did, but things change.
Things change. Okay. The piano, I guess I can understand, but you have always wanted to be a dad, Joel. That doesn't just go away.
Yeah, I know, but Sam, you know, it's life. You have to make compromises. Besides, I'm gonna be a stepfather now.
I mean, they're 30 and you've never even met them.
Well, that's a lot to look forward to.
Okay. You know what? If you're good, I'm good.
I'm good.
Promise.
Yes, promise.
Okay. Well, can I keep this?
Sure, why?
Because I want to wear it to your housewarming party.
Oh, God. Please don't.
I think I can make it work. It's got just enough give to pop over these things. Hi, I'm Joel's best friend.
Did you know him before the show?
What's
Did
that?
you know Jeff before the show?
Yeah, I did. I mean, casually, we were kind of kicking around downtown, just, you know, people in our 40s, not really getting all the way. But he was in the improv world, and I was in the cabaret scene, which you all know so much about. You know, cabaret is, it's cool.
How did you know he was right for the role?
How to what?
How did you get a sense that he was right for that role?
I mean, we had been seeing people, and, you know, I texted him, I was like, would you want to audition for this? Or emailed him or something, and like, he came in, and Jay Duplass was in town and was directing the pilot, and Paul and Hannah and I, we met him in Brooklyn, and he came and he read, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is perfect. Like, Sam, you know, like, you could see them in show choir together, all this, blah, blah, blah. And we called Carolyn Strauss, who's here today, and we're like, we found our Joel. She's like, great, where's the tape? And we're like, what tape? We didn't record him, and then we were really worried that, like, we were gonna, that there wouldn't be the magic, but it just, he came over to my apartment, we, like, put up some shit and did a little home style thing, and I mean, he's just perfect. He's, you know, the thing about Jeff is he happens to personally really have a lot that aligns with the character of Joel, but there's, you know, Sam is so blocked at first, and you meet somebody like that, and it's like, how can you not fall in love with him, you know? And the central story of the show, again, what I love is a friendship, and like, he is just, his giggle, his look, his vibe, the way he is, his heart, it's just all right there, and it's just, there could be nobody else.
The casting's perfect. And Marie, and it really is perfectly cast, I think. And I like all the women, I don't know who your casting director was, but I like all the doctors and the churchgoers, and this really good cast. Everyone looks like they would live in that community and stuff. A really good job.
I'm the Kansas cop. I'm like, that doesn't feel Kansas. Get him out.
Yeah.
Get him out. That knick-knack, not Kansas. Get it out.
Cut the track.
Is Joel's boyfriend named Brad?
Yes.
And it's named after your brother?
Yes. My brother did some, maybe Kansas Business Commission interviewed him about the show or something. And he's like, well, my favorite character is Joel. And I was like, so when Joel got a love interest in season 2, we named him Brad, so.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah,
You really
So if I don't get Brad's Camaro in his will, I will burn down his house.
Amy, you had a cameo of sorts in the show when Sam and Trisha make their cunt pillows.
Oh, yeah.
And then your Instagram account reposted, and then they go really viral. Where the hell did that come from? And did they also need to get permission from you?
They did. They sent me an email and asked me. I was like, oh, yeah, please. Cunt pillows?
First
yeah.
of all, Amy has the best Instagram account.
Well,
It's the best.
I curate. I repost other people's mostly. Mostly, yeah.
So anyway, we asked her, and I was like, oh, she says yes.
How did the idea for that even come about? Do you remember?
Yeah, because it was mine. No, I do remember. I just thought it'd be so funny if like Trisha's trying to be, you know, all this, and Amy is like that she wouldn't know who Amy Sedaris is also cracked me up, and that Amy would love that it was a cunt pillow. It all just made sense.
Well, I can't mention it, but that one scene where you have to look at her Susie, I'll put it that way. See, there you go. I don't think I could do that. If my sister asked me to look at her vagina, there's no way I would do it. I would say take a picture and let me go look at the picture.
Okay. You know, my sisters were like, all right, get on the toilet. Come look at me. I'm on the toilet. I'm going to show you how to do your tampon. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
We had a different kind of house.
Yeah. That was hard.
Yeah, that was the 70s.
Yeah. But those instructions to insert a tampon.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, very difficult. It didn't make
You
any
guys,
sense.
you know, the men in the audience know. You know, everybody's they're always up on the female anatomy and what. Right? I'm just kidding.
It's just that
I love
foot
those
on
clips,
the
you know.
foot on the toilet, the way you have to prop your
Oh
foot.
yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah, but pads are worse. Anyway, so sorry.
Did the New Yorker Fest plan for this line?
Absolutely. You said that Sam was really blocked, and sometimes that's not like the easiest kind of character to convey on screen. Like, how do you think of that particular process of trying to convey Sam's blockedness, but also trying to like impart something, either story-wise or something like about the character to the camera?
Are you wondering?
Just let it rip and hope for the best. Honestly, I think that I feel really protective of Sam. I feel like there's obviously a lot of me in her. A lot of her experiences are sort of like her sort of tentpole emotional struggles or things that I've gone through, or sometimes concurrently or not. But I just, you know, we never want to put too much on it. You just sort of want to sit there and have the conversation with your friend, or also when you don't want to bother a friend and it's like you alone in a car and you're just like, I don't know, I'm not like a trained actor, but I do have a lot of compassion for her, and I want her to be well represented, so I really just do my best to kind of ride out whatever the moment is, you know, and then hope that the people behind the camera are like, yes or no, and we'll do it again. But we oftentimes, they make time for like the more emotional stuff just because, but we shot all out of order. You know, it's a low budget thing, so we would shoot everything at Holly's house or where Sam lives. And so some days you're like, you know, making pancakes or whatever, and the next day you're just sad in your room. I don't know, it's a mind fuck. So you just kind of, I really roll the dice and hope for the best. That's honestly the answer.
I don't think I've ever had a cry in SVU. SV, yeah, right, a Law and Order. I kind of had it, but I'm so bad at faking it. But I love that tear stick. I give it to teenagers for presents. You know, it looks like lipstick, but I put it all over my face.
I didn't, yeah. No tear sticks.
I know, but
I just let the emotional damage just shit itself all over the screen.
You do, and you're so good at it. You keep. That's the second time I heard you say you're not a trained actor, but I don't know. I think maybe not trained, but you're really good. I mean, everybody is, and that's why it's so watchable. You really, really are. Honest. I mean, just watching you. I was telling you the way you brush your hair, and then you put your head in your hands, and you were crying. I was like, God, it was just so believable and so good. It wasn't fake. It wasn't secondhand emotions. It seemed like really real, you know, to me. So I disagree. I think you're really. You might not be trained, but you're really good. Right? Yeah. I couldn't do it.
I think one thing that feels like a through line, like a overarching through line in both of your careers, is that as comedy people, you're not particularly into showing vulnerability, or at least that's sort of like the outward, like, I don't know, it's like surface level, like, I think, impression that I have, maybe other people have. I mean, I think someone like you, Amy, you really love being a clown, you really love like putting the artifice out there. I think, Bridget, you are really known for like being bawdy, really like in your face. How do you think about vulnerability in your work, and is that something that you feel more inclined to embrace as you sort of get older and maybe want to try other stuff?
Sounds like we should do a cop show together.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I do shy away from that. I like to, you know, not make fun of it, but in my real life, I can be that way. But when there's a camera and a crew in front of me, it doesn't. I don't know. Just doesn't.
What do you think that is about?
I want to be funny and like I want to laugh, and I want even deaf people to enjoy the show just for visually. You know what I mean? I'm not really someone who's going to go out there and be so vulnerable. I shy away from that. Yeah.
I think that's actually partly what I loved about your character on BoJack Horseman, because you had, you know, this kitty cat lady who is also like a girl boss Hollywood agent, and she goes through this like really big trajectory of deciding to be a single mom. Right. And Carolyn really, I feel like, lets you be soft in a way that like I generally don't see in your performances. Did that feel different for you?
Yeah, it's a voiceover. I'm, got coconut shells on my head and was some techie guy, and yeah, it's not that I don't mind, but to be in front of a camera is just not what I want. I'm not interested in that kind of performance, or it's not like a stretch to get there. I just don't want to do it, you know.
Is it weird to expose or to have so much of yourself in this character who is, also kind of vulnerable in a lot of ways?
Yeah, but it's interesting. I think like in my live shows, I actually sort of feel like it's vulnerable in a way. Like it's a different kind of, like there's a lot of wildebeest style energy, but it comes from a place of connection, and I really want to connect with people in my shows, and mostly I want them to feel freer, right? When they're watching a show, I just did a show at the Beacon the other night, and it was like, and I want people to walk in feeling, maybe they feel like 100 pounds, and when they're walking out, I want them to feel like 15 pounds. Just like, they're just tits or they're whatever. But I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think that I'm always just like one conversation away from crying. I have like I'm a lot of emotional tripwires. As I've never seen a mental health care professional except for the time that they rallied us all together in the 5th grade because we couldn't get along. But I like to work out things through singing and through the show, and I don't think about the show necessarily. I mean, sometimes I do, but like largely I just think about shining a light on somebody who's hurting, and how I could cry. It's just like.
It's very powerful, your show. Very, very powerful, and it feels that way, and intimate and freeing and safe. Very safe. Yeah,
and all the people that bring you back to life. And like, and my shows are like that. The people in the audience give me life and make me, I felt so good yesterday. Like, it's connection. So.
Yeah. I completely disagree. Completely disagree.
But I think both are necessary.
Yeah.
I see Amy and I'm like, there is no better craftsman. It's just like, there's only one Amy Sedaris, right? She's such a unique, special gift, and like that brings people joy and does it in just her way. And I love that. Like, I love that when you find people that do it just their way. There's like, John Early will be here tonight, just his way. Cola Scola, just their way. Like, that's what excites me. Like, I'm talking about right now, I'm like goosebumps thinking about the people around you that like are their individual voice. And so sometimes it's tits and motorboats and tears, and like other times it's not, but it's it's what brings us together. I don't know. I'll shut up. It's too
No,
much
no.
water. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I know it's been a while, but we watched that clip where Sam is talking with Joel, and Sam is really worried since Joel is usually the one with his heart on his sleeve, that with this new relationship, Joel might be giving up more than perhaps he had anticipated or that he had wanted. And Sam, I think, she feels it's so like hard to be an advocate for herself, but I feel like she's someone who's a really good advocate for other people. And I don't know, I guess my weird roundabout question is, do you feel like friendship has played a more central role in your life because you become older and then you get into these like more serious stages of your life where you have like weightier questions to grapple with in your life?
I think that question was for you, Amy.
When a woman, you're talking about friendships. Yeah.
Friendship, sort of like maybe the way you think about friendship might change like over the years.
Sure, they change and people move, go away, and then it's hard to make new friends. That's why I do like the idea of church and fellowshipping. I used to say after 9/11, why don't we buy a church? And then, each week we get someone like Sam Rockwell to give a sermon on, faith, or, Phil Hoffman to get up there and talk about, and then you could listen to someone fun, everyone could bring their kids, and just a sense of community. But, and also coming from a large family, you always had your friends, but we were a tight family, really tight. So it was weird when someone had a friend, or they brought a friend over, like, who's that? Or like, they're not allowed. We were like, push people out. So it was harder for me to make friends outside my family, especially when I moved from, North Carolina. But, and I don't have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people, but I'm just super close to a few people, but not a lot. I don't know if they answered your question because it's still hard to understand your question. So I kind of had to make that up.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Do you go to church now?
Do I go to church now? No. Growing up, we went to the Greek Orthodox Church, and it was all in Greek, so we could make up our own religion because we didn't know what he was saying. And then I'll go when I go back to North Carolina because my dad would go to Greek church, and I'll go, but I don't last long. I like visually and the beeswax candles and the crying yayas and the blood red carpet and the same icons I grew up with. And visually, there's nothing like it. I'm so happy to be part of it. But the services they're not very good. But I like the idea of ceremony and all that stuff, But yeah, it's not good.
Good to know.
Yeah.
We'll take that off
I went
the
to
list.
Greek church up in the Upper East Side with David at Christmas. We just went for look at everyone, the way everyone was dressed up, and then we left. Lit some candles. Yeah.
Do you think of that sort of like midlife friendship as one of the things that make the show pretty distinct from other shows?
Yeah, I do. I think it's exciting to be like a little bit older, and then you're sort of more, you've evolved. Obviously, like my best friend Stephanie from my hometown, still my longest. We've known each other since we were born. But I've changed a lot. But we have so much shared history that we're like sisters. But then I have my adult friends, and Mary Catherine, who plays my sister. We were roommates for a number of years, and she did put in a lot of work because I was really. If that was a word, that's what I was. And then my friend Zach, there's a lot of Joel and Zach, but they like really they helped me open up a lot, and my quality of life has really changed. And of course, my friends that are here today, obviously, we talk all the time, and I really value my friendships. Like, they might give me shit because the NNP, the no new people, is kind of also a thing for me, like, because I feel like I only have so much bandwidth to invest emotionally in a certain amount of people, but I treasure the people that I can with.
Yeah. I bet you're a good friend. I bet you're a really good friend, I'd say.
Just a piddle of applause, but I'll take it. I feel seen. Thank you. It wasn't meant to be an applause break. I just keep talking as I watch the clock and just being like, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Nobody walked out. Yeah.
Kind of related, and a question from the audience. Do you have any advice for 50-year-old women who want to move to New York other than the portable fan?
Oh, so you get questions there that you already know, they already say, oh, so we don't get to watch people stand up and ask a question. Okay. So she wants to know she's 50 and she wants to move to New York City?
Yes.
And what's her...
She wants advice.
She wants advice to move to... where does she live now?
I have no idea, but if...
Because she could be in Brooklyn. Oh, it's... Where do you live now? Why do you want to move to the city now? Oh, you live in Boston and you want to move to New York. Okay. Well... Do you know what area you'd want to live in, or do you just come here and visit and you're like, oh, I'd like to live here one day? Okay.
That's it. That's your answer.
Maybe you should wait till we get a new mayor and see how things change around. I mean, to me, it's a little, I don't know. Clam chowder's better in Boston, right?
I think life goes by in an instant. If you have something that you want to do, tomorrow, it can be next year, it can be another year. Like, just... I don't know. I say take the leap. Take the chance on yourself and do it.
There you go.
Should we do another clip? Let's roll the clip
Sure.
with Amy.
Me? Please. One, please. Do you live by yourself?
No, I live with my husband, and
Oh,
I do have warm human interaction.
You look too young to be married. How long have you been married for?
Unfortunately, I know exactly what year I got married because it was 2016.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, you know, it's been a great, fun Trump time this whole time.
Okay.
Do you like being alone, and why are you alone?
I do like being alone. I've been alone. Yeah, I've always had long-term boyfriends, and I just was like, I don't want a boyfriend ever again. I like living by myself. That's why sometimes when I go to other people's houses or people come to my house, I'm always like, oh, can you know, I always have a list of things I need people to do. Or because when you're by yourself, you can't say, can you get me a glass of water? Or can you get up and get the remote? You have to do everything yourself. It's a lot to live by yourself, a lot. But I'm really good at it. And I think maybe coming from a large family and being around so many people all the time and living in a crowded city, I like everything about it. And plus, when I was in a relationship, I always did so much for the other person. You know, even lighting a candle. It was a big deal for me to do that kind of stuff by myself. You know, but I was a good girlfriend. I'm a really good godmother. You wouldn't even believe how good of a godmother I am. So I can pride myself on that. But I can't even imagine. There's this thing about straight guys. I just never made any sense to me. I mean, I know 5 really good straight guys. I know some great straight guys, some really good ones, you know?
I know like 2.
But you just don't think the same, do you? And I didn't want to be like, oh, I thought we'd go to my mother's for Thanksgiving, or we'll go to Christmas too. I'm like, no, you go to your house and go see your family, and I'll go to my. We don't have to be together. But you go, and then I'll have the apartment to myself. And then it was always about trying to be by yourself, you know? But I'm not a crazy person who's living by herself. No, I mean, I'm not crazy like I don't want to leave my IG Magini bottle. I mean, I'll get out of the bottle sometimes. I mean, I'm here, right? Yeah. Do you like living by yourself?
Yes,
Yeah. And what is it you like about living by yourself?
it's good.
It is good, right?
I like it. I can do what I want when I want.
Yeah.
I like to pee with the door open.
I still lock my door, even
I like
though
to. I like to roll the dice with the Michael Moore sightings. I like to get into.
Yeah.
I like to. Honestly, I like staring at the wall quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I'd
Laying on
rather
your back, yep.
just laying there listening to music, and I don't want anybody's opinion about what music we should be listening to.
No.
I want to listen to it. I mean, at this point, you know,
Right.
that's it.
Yeah. We make the rules.
Yeah.
But you know, like also living in the city, I don't get lonely. I don't. Very seldom do I feel lonely. It's like usually when I go somewhere in the suburbs, you know, Maplewood, I'll be out there because my godkids are there, and he has a big Halloween event, so I'm the witch every year. So I dress up like a witch, and I sit on the porch and I cackle, and young girls are very mean to me. They go, you're not a real witch. That's not a real wig. And then I'm like, fuck you, you know? And then I go over and I find the boys and I say, what is it with those girls? And they're like, yeah, I know. So I fuck with them, you know, drive a division between the children. I mean, really?
Thank you for perpetuating the gender wars.
What?
Thank you for perpetuating the gender wars.
Yeah, oh, you do. Yeah, I'm the queen of it. I'll do it tonight.
Can we hear your witch cackle?
It's loud.
Go for it. We have enough.
Sometimes I'm doing it and they're not even home. They're out trick-or-treating and I'm on their porch cackling. You can hear me from blah, and I just do it every year. The same out. It's all come to Garçon, black, very expensive witch costume. And I wear it in a big old Rosanna wig. Mole keeps moving around my face. And I'll dress up and get on the, PATH train and as a witch. Because in New York, you can do whatever the fuck you want. No one's going to judge you. Yeah. That's not weird at all. So,
Bridget, do you also have a witch cackle?
What?
do you have a witch cackle? Come on. Oh, that's a hag. That's a sea hag.
Thank you.
I like that.
Still pissed I didn't get Ursula in the remake. Whatever, it's okay.
Yes.
Is it weird on the show, like, At Home with Amy Sedaris playing a version of yourself? It's not like Bridget and Sam. It's someone who has your name, has your face, maybe has your clothes. Like, how do you negotiate that? Is that weird?
No, because it kind of feels like documentary, because the camera was the audience, so it made it easier for me to play a version of myself. So I enjoy, that was fun. And they were my clothes and my shoes, because the budget was so small. So I had a U-Haul, props, everything. My dream is to have my own prop shop in the city.
I feel like you could make that happen.
I think I could. I love props.
I feel like you probably have like 100 Girl Scouts uniforms in your house.
I have 3. And then I have my Red Lobster uniform still. Now, you waitress, too. What's the fanciest place
Thank
you
you.
waitressed? And what did you learn from waitressing?
The people are great.
They are great.
I mean, if they tip 30% or above, I forgive them. But I'm kidding. What I learned? What was the question?
Like, did you ever work at a fancy steakhouse?
No, I worked
Okay.
at mostly Asian fusion restaurants. I worked at the original P.F. Chang's in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh.
Thank you. And then I worked at the Ruby Foo's on the Upper West Side, which I opened and worked until it closed. And then I worked around the corner at Ocean Grill on the Upper West Side, and that was it. I
Okay.
mean, other than of course, I can start back when I started at 14, but we don't need to go. There's no steakhouse.
Oh, no, I worked at a steakhouse, but Red Lobster was my first waitressing. But I liked, it helped with timing, don't you think? It helps your timing, picking up characters and accents. You can judge so much the way someone wants to order a steak, how they want it cooked. Because they have that question, if you could invite 5 people over, dead or alive, I'm always like, what would you serve? And I always say a steak, because then you could judge the person on the temperature of their steak. But I love waitressing so much, and I still did it during strangers. But then it kind of felt like a bit, where I was taking a shift from somebody who probably needed it more than me. And so I lost that skill. You know, I lost that, because I wish I could still do it, It's easy to do it when you don't have to do it.
Yeah, in my nightmares, I still do it about 3 times a
Yeah,
week.
yeah. In the weeds. You're in the weeds.
You don't shake it.
Yeah, you don't shake it.
How should one order a steak?
Oh, the cooks would tell you rare. Usually people are medium rare. I don't mind a medium person, but the well done, I'm like, don't waste your time. What do you know what I mean? And then they want ketchup. But all you can eat was really in the South. You'd run your ass off and they'd leave you $1. But I waited on these 5 men who told me I should model pantyhose. And I would love to be on the cover of a pantyhose, but there's no money in it. Everything I want to do, there's no money in.
That's true.
Everything, wig caps, the wig cap,
I think with the clip, you also, very little, but I think with the clip, you also sort of got a sense of like your body in performance, BODY. And I think one of the things I really admire about you guys is that you guys are both very physical performers. And I was wondering if there was like a point at which you realize like, oh, this is like a real asset to me. Because I think that so much of, women in front of the camera, it's really about like looking pretty. It's really about looking desirable. And I think a lot of the time, like that doesn't necessarily mean like using your body in sort of like the most physically realizable way. And so like, I guess my question really is like, at what point did you decide like, oh, this is like a real asset to me in my work?
I guess I didn't look at it like an asset. I guess animal spines, I guess you learn it so early on. Like the first thing I think about is how this person's going to walk. Or like if someone gives you a pair of shoes that are way too big, boom. So much comes out of that. But I like to physically, it's the same like, once they hand you the wardrobe when you're on someone else's show, and you're like, oh, I know this person. And then it comes alive. Or that's the first thing I think about. But or just naturally happens. I don't know where it came from. I would playing when you're little, I guess. I don't know.
I think for me, like when I was growing up, my mom, we called her beaver tails, right? Because of her long, low-hanging tits, whatever. Okay.
Beaver tails.
But she would go to the grocery store in her nightgown. We'd go to Food for Less, and she'd have her nightgown on, no bra, and like just put on her coat over it, and just that doesn't do much to protect the front. And just be like, send me my grocery cart to go get the cereal, and she gets everything else, and you see him coming down the aisle. Okay, I got the cereal. Oh. But then as I got older, I was like, there's such a freedom in that, like a freedom in just showing up with no bra or something. I don't know. My mom influences so much of what I do or done, but like her just kind of not giving a shit about her body in that way was really freeing. Now the emotional damage is a whole other story, but I don't know. So I like to bring that to the show, like just. Again, they're just tits, so I don't know. My
best friend was a beater. She was from Peru. And I remember when I saw her, she was unattractive, messy hair, crazy house, beating, making wedding dresses for people. But then when she would go out, her transformation was amazing. I couldn't, and I remember little thinking that was a big thing. Like, I like being ugly, you know, because then you get to play pretty, or a pretty person too. You know, I kind of like, I remember that stuck with me when I was little. Like, wow, you went from that to that. It's amazing. She had hair pieces, and it was really fun.
Is it just like the transformative quality, or is it more like a kind of like drag thing where you're like, wow, you can just like really put on like a whole different persona like right on top of you and become a whole different person?
Well, that would be drag back, but in North Carolina at the time, maybe she was a big drag queen, and I had no idea. Oh, I like the idea of that. No, it wasn't that extreme. It was just a little thing that she did that I thought, oh, that's really interesting.
We were talking very briefly backstage about process. And I think one question I was really curious about is, as performers, like, what do you consider your instrument, and how do you take care of that instrument?
Instrument, I don't know. Take it away. I think this one's for you, Bridget.
I consider myself first and foremost a singer. So I, you know, maybe not Kelly Clarkson and Aretha Franklin, but I still like to sing. And I find that I have to take it very seriously. I vocalize for like an hour. I do stretches. So I really prepare. And like, as far as like the TV show goes, I really try to get it in my bones, because I don't know if I have like a learning disability, but I can't retain information. So I just try to like really hammer it. And then so you can just, so I think all the work goes on behind the stage. So when you come out, you're not thinking about anything. You're just like you're just flopping out there and letting her rip.
Flopping. I don't know what I do everything I can just to try to be in the moment for whatever I'm doing. You know, even if it's at home staring at a wall, you know, protecting all that energy that you put out, because it does take a lot, you know, and just to anything I can to be in that moment.
I feel like when I'm in a room with people, I'm blacked out for the first 15 minutes. I'm trying to settle myself down, even with people I've known my whole life. And then I'm like, and I just sort of like, okay, settle down. This is boring. Let's next question. I'm sorry. Sometimes you start fresh, you start hot, you come in, you really dazzle on people, and then your blood sugar runs out the bottom of your feet, and you're just like, we've lost them. Should I get up and sing something? I don't know.
Go for it.
Why not?
I can only give you love that lasts forever, and I promise to be near each time you call, and a love whose burning light will warm the winter night. That's all. That's all. Sorry, I didn't warm up, but I did the best I could.
You're like a songbird.
And then the other side, can I get some snaps? Snap with me. Slower, sexier. Think sexier.
A sexy snap.
There we go. This one's dedicated to Michael Patrick King.
Oh.
Mr. Digital, what you do? Is that your finger where I poo? That's my can hole. Say it with me. Can hole. Anyway, Michael saw me singing that song at the Aspen Comedy Festival and said, "There's a star."
Ah.
So thank you, Michael. I'll leave
Do
now.
you sing? Can you sing?
Hell no.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not.
What about you, Amy?
Political songs mostly. Capital Steps.
Capital
We got Nicaragua. You've got Afghanistan. You know.
Maybe to end my questions on like a warmer note.
Oh.
What's
Cozy.
what's a quality that you really admire about the other person?
Oh, for Bridget, that I like how quiet and shy you can be. and then you can just go out there and just blow it. You know what I mean? Like sing really loud and put yourself out there and throw yourself in front of someone's face. You're in our faces in a really good way, and it's very comforting. I always thought you were very when I saw you at Sarah's sitting there in that chair on Christmas Day with your dog in your lap, I was like, oh, she's just very special. You put out good vibes. Good vibes. And it shows on the show, the way you are with your sister and everyone in the cast. You're just cozy. It feels very safe to be around you, I would say. Right? What about me? No, I'm kidding. You
all I
already
said
nice
about
things.
Amy as a performer and all that is definitely true. But another special thing that Amy did. So the thing with Poppy was so meaningful to me, and then last year when my mom died, I could cry again. See, I told you, I'm always just one fucking thing away from breaking down. But she messaged me and was like, do you want to come over to my house for Christmas? I know it's your first Christmas without your mom, and it was going to be her and her brother and Cole, and I just was like, who opens up their home to somebody on Christmas that, we're friends and we're friendly, but I just thought that was the kindest thing, and I'll never forget it.
You were like, Amy who? Amy
No,
who?
it was very
Amy
sweet.
Carter.
So
it's Jimmy's last Christmas. We really want you to be... I have a letter from Jimmy
God,
Carter.
every fucking year, my mom would be like, this could be my last Christmas. Everybody gets that. It's like, my brother would do it. Well, I know, she told me already. It could be her last Christmas. But God, it took her about 10 years, so to finally kick.
One of the audience questions is, would you both consider performing a duet at Murray Hill's holiday show? And if so, what song would you sing?
Murray's always booking that fucking show.
I'll say, always.
I've been doing Murray's Christmas show for forever. But, I'm not sure if I'm available this year. We'll see.
I would be an elf and sit on your...
God.
You're the singer. I'm not a singer, so you'd have to give me one line to come in if it was a duet.
It'd be amazing. I think that's a great idea.
I'll do my elf voice. I mean, how much did you love the Chipmunks? The album, Elvin and the Chipmunks? Yeah. That was a big game changer for me.
But if you don't have tickets to Murray Hill's Christmas show, you have to go because it always fills you with so much goodwill and spirit, and he's so great.
Yeah.
So
Murray is
JoesPub.com.
He should be our mayor. When he's our mayor, you can move here. Yeah.
Amy, audience question for you. What craft projects are you working on these days?
What kind of project? A craft? I still cover lighters. My favorite thing to do are the pot holders, but they changed the kits, so they no longer make the loops. I can go on forever about fucking Klutz, pot holder kits. So they changed it, so I lost that, and I love making pot holders. So now I just still cover lighters and sell them whenever there's an audience. I don't have any tonight, but I like, and all the
You
money
can sell
goes-
those at the Christmas show for sure. At Murray's Christmas show, there's a merch booth out front.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to claim it, or can I just let money go in my pocket?
Yeah, I'll leave it in the pocket.
I'm just kidding. So I'm doing that. That's it right now, still. Nothing much. Once I did a craft book, I turned on crafts because nobody wants a craft unless it's practical. But nobody wants something with glitter and seashells on it that's going to take up counter space in your New York apartment. No. Nobody wants a hand-knitted anything. I'm sorry. So I do more practical things. So a lighter.
Bridget, another audience question. Did you write the words to What Do I Got to Do to Get That D in My Mouth?
Well, if you have to ask that question.
That's a good question.
So I wrote the song Titties for my mom, but What I Gotta Do was always her favorite. And she would sing that till the day she died in the nursing home. And, initially they called us about her behavior, and eventually they're just like, that's just Freddie. Yeah, if you go to my Instagram page, I'm sure there's more than one video of her singing it.
What a beautiful family legacy.
Hey, I'm at the New Yorker Festival, you know. Those beaver tails and that foul mouth of hers brought me here today, so.
Beaver tails, spaniel ear.
So unfortunately, that is all we have time for.
No.
Bridget and Amy, thank you for this wonderful conversation. And my sincere thanks to all of you.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. And thank you. It's fun to hear you. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us and supporting the festival and the magazine. And from all of us at the New Yorker, please have a very good day.
Oh, wait, one more thing.
Okay,
Don't
wait.
forget to watch Somebody Somewhere tomorrow night on HBO and Max.
yes.
Tell your friends. Best season yet. 100% Rotten Tomatoes.
It's
Tell
the
your
best season.
It is the best
Thank
season.
you so much.